You must be Mr. Scotch and Soda. I want to know about Brightside.
Oh, there's a name I haven't heard for a while.
Name? So Brightside's a person?
What exactly are you looking for?
I'm just following breadcrumbs, and they've led me to here. And every time I mention Brightside, a door gets slammed in my face. Except you.
What are you looking for?
The truth.
I'll tell you what you want to know. But I should warn you, it's not a short story, and it comes with a price.
How much?
I'm not talking about money. If you want to know the story, the truth, you have to go into this blind.
Very well.
In order to understand the man, you have to understand the people around him. His team, his cases, his friends, his enemies. Everything is connected.
What is the Bureau hiding?
No questions. Trust me, you'll get your answers. And the recorder stays off. For your sake, I hope you take excellent notes. The story began several years back. The Bureau had just named Chicago as the murder capital of the country. So they stationed his team there. That's where it all began.
Sarah. Shh. Don't be alarmed, Sarah. I'm here. I'm here to save you.
Your assignment was to gather evidence against Vincent Ramon. Under no circumstances were you to interfere with his business. Not only did you completely botch this investigation, you put the son of a bitch in a coma. A coma? It's a prolonged state of unconsciousness. You do know that, right? How the hell are we gonna put this asshole away when he may never wake up? Self-defense. You're reckless. And that's not even why you're dangerous. You like to behave like you don't care. I know you do. That tells me that you're aware of the damage you cause. So when I see this, I know this is the work of someone who is in complete control of herself. Do you know the difference between the good guys and the bad guys? You and me, we're supposed to be good. This is the work I would associate with Vincent Ramon, not one of my agents.
Ramon is an animal that should be put down, but I didn't do that. And if I behaved like him, he'd be dead.
If it were up to me, I'd be throwing you out of here. But despite your complete lack of control, for some reason the Bureau still sees value in you. You've been reassigned.
I'm not finished with this case
This
yet.
comes from DC, not me. Any current cases will be transferred to another agent, which, in my opinion, is for the best. Your assignment will be to assist a specialist with a new type of interrogation squad.
Specialist?
Does the name Jim Brightside ring a bell?
He's some psychologist the Bureau hired and trained to break down foreign intel.
His work was impressive enough that the BSU is giving him an exclusive squad to run. And apparently you're a good match.
Well, interrogation isn't my specialty.
Of course not. Brains needs muscle, I suppose. Pack up your desk. Oh, and don't screw it up.
I'm Special Agent Marks with the Interview Response Squad. I'm here to escort Special Agent Riley to an off-site facility. Oh. Like I said, we're just getting settled in here, so yeah.
Go ahead and put this on my desk, wherever that is. Where's observation?
It's right over there, but Brightside said...
I know.
Well, aren't they both just delightful?
Marks, you gotta check this out.
Check out what?
Oh, I'm sorry. You must be Agent Riley. I'm Agent Rice.
Is that him?
Yeah. That'd be him.
Now and forever. Amen. Father in heaven, give me strength, for my will is yours. My heart is pure, my task is impartial. Your wisdom and your mercy will guide me through this darkness, for in your light I am blessed and cannot be hindered. Why is he just staring at me? Does he think if he just sits here I'll start talking? You have no idea what's going on here.
Tell me, how long have you been with the church?
15 years. Just some casual conversation then.
So your job as a priest is to teach and be a guide, correct?
Yes. Where are you going with this?
Do you like it?
Just the greatest honor of my life. I love what I do.
That's a pretty big responsibility. Spreading the word of God, helping people find their faith.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I respect those that believe. I sometimes wonder if hell is my destiny for not believing.
Well, you must believe a little if you're afraid of going to hell. The Lord spoke to me with his strong hand upon me, warning me not to follow the way of this people.
Yeah, I didn't say I was afraid.
You should be.
Have you ever saved a soul?
I'd like to think I have. Countless.
What did that feel like?
In that moment, I'd like to think that it brings them closer to God and myself as well, I suppose. I am a prophet sent by the Lord. Stop wasting my precious time.
Now, before you became a priest, did you ever consider having a family?
Maybe. But I wouldn't change my choice of becoming a priest for anything.
Of course. I guess I just couldn't imagine my life without kids of my own.
You have children?
Yeah, one, a son.
How old?
He turns 4 next month.
Wonderful. A blessing on your life he is, I'm certain.
Yes.
If you release me to do my work, I will make a special effort to save your son.
See, I've got all these plans for him. As he gets older, things I'd like to do together.
Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them."
He's just too young. Oh, football. God, I hope he gets into football.
Prepare a slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. They must not arise, nor take possession of the land, nor fill the face of the world.
Excuse me. Brightside, can I speak with you for a moment?
Excuse me. You must be Riley.
You took a case?
I was asked to take the case.
By who?
Me.
Don't flatter yourself, Rice. When the director of the Bureau tells you to take a case, you take the case.
Who is he?
I know you're concerned right now. Take your time, settle in.
We got off on the wrong foot. My fault. How about we start again? I'm Cole Riley.
Dr. Jim Brightside.
Doctor. Nice way to establish dominance by slipping your credentials in there.
You could have said agent.
You could have left out doctor.
What can I say? I worked hard for it.
As did I.
Oh, of course you did.
I thought you'd be more diplomatic.
And I thought you'd be less sensitive. Sorry. Were we doing backhanded compliments?
If we've got a case, I think I should be briefed.
I'll brief you.
She isn't coming to that room again. Understood? Sorry about that. First day. Everyone's a little confused around here.
No problem. After all, I'm just here to help.
Do you usually rattle your boss's cage on the first day? What was your first job, DMV? His name. His father, James Francis Prescott. He resides at Our Lady of Worship on Dearborn up in Old Town. 3 children from the families that attend the church have gone missing in the last month, the third of which disappeared last night.
Where were they when they were taken?
Out of their own beds in the middle of the night. The families, understandably, are getting very anxious. They want answers, and they want their children back.
What does CID have to say on all this?
You just heard it. That's where I came from. I heard you were in violent crimes, primarily working undercover. I can't imagine what that's like.
So what do we have on Prescott?
He's the link between the kids. Brightside asked him to come in to help out with the investigation.
So he thinks Prescott's our guy?
I'm not sure. They only started talking when you walked in. Where are you going?
The crime scene.
We were already there this morning.
I wasn't.
Sarah is a bright young girl. My heart truly aches for the Wilsons. It's just terrible what's happening.
And I'm sure they need you more than ever. Which is why we want to ask you some additional information about the children.
Of course. How can I help?
Well, I'm most interested in Sarah, of course. Not just because she was the one most recently abducted, but because she may be the only one still alive.
What do you mean?
It's highly unlikely that any of the other children survived this long. The unsub has no doubt disposed of their bodies after violating them.
How dare you? How could you possibly think I
These
would...
cases are all the same, unfortunately. Just a sick, twisted soul destroying a child's innocence before inevitably murdering them.
I did not murder those children. I saved them. I saved them from Satan's influence. Their future was doomed to irrevocable sin.
You seem surprised by the conclusion we've drawn.
I guess I just pray that you're wrong.
I thank you for that. The Wilsons, the Cosgroves, the Albans, they need your prayers.
Perhaps I should tend to them.
Absolutely. However, we need your help here. After all, there's a demon of some kind on the loose, and we need to catch him.
Don't fight this, James. We need to burn the demons out.
I'm not a demon. I'm their guardian angel.
The Wilsons, their daughter, needs a guardian angel. And I believe you are the key to getting their daughter back safely.
Their daughter is already on the path to safety.
Can you help us?
Of course. But how?
You could start by telling me where you buried her.
I don't understand what you think you're going to find. A dozen agents, including the CPD, have been through here.
Exactly, and every person who entered this room polluted the scene, making any evidence harder and harder to find.
Now you sound like a crime scene investigator.
Probably one of the best.
Oh, are we modest? What makes you so damn good?
The best way to understand a crime scene is to be a part of many.
Undercover?
Yeah, and adolescence.
You sure you're clear for field duty?
Probably should keep your guard up just in case.
What the hell are you doing?
Revisiting my youth.
Well, stop it.
I'm Sarah, you be Prescott.
Seriously, get out of the bed.
Seriously, be a pedophile priest already.
Oh, Jesus,
No,
what the hell?
he wouldn't have snuck up on her. She would have panicked.
Maybe he used something to knock her out.
There would have been traces of it on the sheets or pillow. Sign of a struggle.
What are you thinking?
He's gentle, kind. Stand at the foot of the bed. She woke up to find him standing right there.
How could you possibly know that?
Like a parent waking their child. Sure, she was frightened, but this distance gave him some time to convince her that she was safe with him.
Well, and she did know him, so he wasn't a complete stranger. She got out of bed willingly.
Absolutely. She got out of bed and she walked right out the door with him.
She trusted him.
I was wrong to call you a pedophile. I don't think this is sexual. It doesn't fit the typical mode of operation.
Okay, if it's not sexual, then what's he doing with them?
You were at each scene, right?
Yes.
You were looking for evidence, fingerprints, common fibers. Did you compare a link between the rooms as far as decoration?
It's a kid's room.
Each missing child is between the ages of 8 and 12. Was there anything in those rooms that you would consider inappropriate for a kid that young?
Well, I suppose so. I mean, there are movie posters and music posters on the walls.
Sexually suggestive and profane ones?
That all depends on how strict you are. I mean, it's difficult to shield kids from those things these days.
Why do we want to shield them from it?
I don't know, because it's sinful.
He's not violating them. He's punishing them for their sins.
Where does he take them?
Home. Haven't you heard? It's where the heart is.
No, you've got it all wrong.
Do I?
How could you have allowed yourself to get pinned into this corner?
Were you angry with these kids?
Yes, but it was the devil's fault, not theirs. They're too young to understand.
You see, I think you took them from their homes and buried them alive because you hated them.
I could never do anything like that. Hate. Not hate. I loved them.
I think you wanted them to suffer for having the life you always wanted but never had.
That's just not true.
You were an orphan, correct? Because we have a file on you. Did you know that? You grew up in a broken foster home and were beaten anytime you had done something remotely wrong.
Stop.
Your foster parents were violent believers in an Old Testament God, and they tried to burn the sin right out of you.
How dare you?
You wanted them to suffer like you did and worse. You envied them, so you had to erase them from this world.
I loved those children.
Really? Did you love them like they were your own?
I loved them enough to save them.
Save them from what?
From people like you!
People like me. What have we done to those children?
You have corrupted them. Because you have poured out your wealth and exposed your nakedness and your promiscuity with your lovers. And because of all of your detestable idols. And because you have given them your children's blood.
And how have you saved them?
I have arranged for them to spend an eternity in heaven. I have been chosen as a pilot for God. And my mission is to save these souls before it's too late. You think you're trying to save Sarah? No. You are the hand of Satan, and you have not won. God has.
I'm sorry, Father. Sarah missed her flight. She was buried in a wooded area beside the rectory. City property, I didn't need a warrant.
Thank you, Agent Riley. Good work.
I have set the Lord always before me because he is at my right hand. I will not be shaken. Your son will pay for your sins.
Thank you for your time, Father Prescott. Our conversation has been truly enlightening. Oh, and when I get home, I'll be telling my imaginary son that the world will be a little safer, now that you'll be locked away.
Did she make it?
She stopped breathing, but she still had a pulse by the time the EMTs arrived.
Were the rest buried there?
It appears so.
They were just kids.
Bad things happen to good people all the time, even children. You never worked on a case like this before? Where did you come from?
Cybercrime? We all hunt bad guys. I'm just used to doing it from further away.
There's no such thing as good guys and bad guys anymore, Marks. That line gets blurred more and more every day. And you're gonna see things that you can't wash off, and they're gonna change you. Good people will do bad things, and bad people will do good.
What are you saying?
You should prepare yourself.
For what?
For something bad. It's only when we go against our nature that we find out who we really are.
Wow. That is some dark reality you live in. I can't wait for the team building exercises to begin.
We are a team of good guys, and because we're a team, I know that even on my worst day, I will still have your back. I can only hope the same can be said for you.
I just want to go home and shower. Why can't this wait until tomorrow?
Not a terrible first day when you think about it. Sure, Riley is pretty terrifying, but Bryce is kind of cute.
All right, I think I got everybody. Lost puppy, computer geek, loose cannon, and asshole in charge. This is gonna be fun. See you tomorrow.
Not bad for case number 1, Jim. Missing persons have been working on this for 9 days. You solved it in just under 5 hours. I don't know how you do it, but I'm sure glad that Quantico decided on Chicago for your squad. It's not too late to make some changes to your team, though. According to your report, she arrived aggravated, interrupted a crucial interview, displayed an insubordinate attitude to her superior. Then, to top things off, she made an unauthorized visit to a crime scene.
Which led her to the evidence that supported the confession I got.
She's reckless, Jim.
That's why I chose her.
You're gonna regret this, Jim.
We'll see.